All right, guys. So yesterday we were talking about formations of soil, and we talked about what weathering was and how there are two types. There are physical and chemical. We also talked about what soil is made of. Okay. So today we're going to talk about what else is soil made of. So it's not just made up of rocks. Okay. So let's read about some other things that it is made of. So what else is soil made of? Soil is not just made up of small pieces of rock. Soil has other substances that are important for plant growth and survival. Substances that help living things grow are called nutrients. Okay, so substances that help living things grow are called nutrients. Okay, so that's important for us to know. Okay. Where do the nutrients in soil come from? Many are recycled from dead plants and animals. Over time, dead plants and animals decay or break down into small pieces of soil. Okay, so that is where these nutrients comes from, is dead plants and animals. When plants and animals decompose, they help return nutrients to the soil. For example, all plants and animals contain carbon. Plants need carbon in the soil to grow. Without this stuff from decomposed organisms, soils cannot support the growth of new plants. Another important nutrient in soil is nitrogen. Nitrogen. Animals' waste is a good source of nitrogen. This is why farmers often spread animal manure on crop fields. Manure helps plant grow. Okay, so what do farmers use? Farmers often spread animal manure. Okay. Manure is not the only type of fertilizer that farmers use. Some fertilizers are made of chemical mixtures. Okay, so they also use chemical mixtures. These chemicals provide nitrogen and other nutrients to the soil. Using too much fertilizer can pollute the environment. However, when it rains, the extra chemicals may wash into nearby streams or ponds. How are soils different in different areas? Soil types are different in different areas. Some soils contain lots of amounts of organic material. Organic matter is material from things that were alive, such as decomposed plants and animals. These soil contains lots of nutrients, so they are usually good for growing plants. Other soils have lots of inorganic material. Inorganic material come from things that were never alive, such as rocks. Okay, so organic material or organic matter is material from things that were alive, and inorganic material come from things that were never alive. Okay. Soil is also classified based on the texture of the rock particles. You can figure out soil texture by using your sense of touch. Rub the soil between your fingers. If it feels rough, the soil is likely sand. So if it feels rough, it's likely sand. If the soil feels sticky, it might contain clay. So, feels sticky, it might contain clay. Clay usually has small particles. If the soil feels smooth, it is slit. Loam soil contains a mixture of different sized particles, so they are often feel lumpy. Loam soils are usually the best for farming because they are usually very rich in nutrients. Okay, so loam soils often feel lumpy. Discover science. The soil of western Texas. In western Texas, the land is very dry, sandy soil. The plants that grow here are adapted to dry conditions. These include cacti and other drought-resistant plants. Remember that soil gets their nutrients from decomposing plants and animals. Because there are fewer plants in this area, the soil has fewer nutrients. As a result, western Texans have very few farms. Okay, so farmlands have to be somewhere where there's soil that has a lot of nutrients. Okay, so you are going to have some questions to answer. You can always go back into the video. You'll find those answers in the parts that I have highlighted. Okay, all right, guys.